We're all set.
Okay. Calling the meeting to order, we have a roll call.
Okay, Ruben Argelis,
He's absent.
Sam Budlong,
Present.
Angel De La Fuerte,
Present.
Priscilla Silveron,
She said she wasn't coming, correct?
Marcelina Sololongo,
Presente.
James Morales present.
Okay. We have no public comments, and so we can go to old business.
Yep.
Anybody have anything for the old business? Report on the lake condition? Anybody have anything?
My eyes.
Yeah, ours is perfect also.
Yeah.
Excellent is the word I would use too. It's really,
Yeah.
really good.
Really, really good, yeah.
You know, I haven't seen them going around, but perfect, so.
I think I caught him once, saw him from a distance, but I wasn't there to watch the whole process.
Yeah, I saw one that sent you guys pictures.
Yeah,
I don't know if
yeah,
you,
yeah.
so I'm semi-retired now, so I'm off
Yeah, you're,
Fridays and Mondays or something.
oh, nice, that's perfect.
Okay,
They're going very regularly, every other Friday around the same time, around morning
Yeah.
time, 8, 9, 10-ish. They're out there,
Okay.
so
um,
on both lakes.
I had heard that, Lake Loch Lomond, is it, wants to get into the taxing district. But they have no access to the lake, and that's where their issue is. I don't know if there's anything we could do to help them out. Yeah, where Loch Lomond is, there's a lake on the
Yeah.
west side.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that connected to
They're-
the canal that
they're-
goes to the lake?
No,
The
they're
back?
kind of
Oh,
landlocked.
it's.
The governor used to have a house on the lake. I believe.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
well,
how I
there
always
there was a
remember.
person there that was giving them access, but now they sold the house and the new people don't want.
Oh.
So
no,
they want to join the taxing district, so I don't know if you've gotten any feedback from that at all.
I haven't heard that at all. Loch Lomond is already a special taxing district for security
I was
bargaining.
gonna say.
Okay, so there's no issue them jumping onto the,
I'd have to look into it. I'm not really familiar if they have to go through the whole process
That's what I
again,
was just
or,
gonna say, wouldn't they have to go, cause they have to vote, everybody has to agree, they gotta add, yeah. So
yeah.
they'd have to go through the whole.
Yeah.
rigmarole.
So it's not really much that, we can do. We can guide, on our end, the town can guide them how to go about it, if that's what they want to do. But they would have to go through the same voting process that they did, the first time.
yeah, that's gonna be coming up, and
Yeah,
we'll welcome them on board.
yeah.
Um,
I just wanna say on that, also, last time we brought up the midge fly control, and we said it was not part of our contract, but, we would have to vote on it because we didn't have, I guess, quorum last time or something like that. So the midge fly in the summer, and I know for Ruben and myself, and I don't know about you guys.
No.
It is, you literally cannot walk outside. I could not walk outside most of the summer.
is that like the gnat type
Those
thing?
white gnats, yeah, swarming, like at dusk and dawn. I mean, literally, you couldn't walk because you couldn't open your mouth to breathe because it would just consume you. I'm surprised you
that-
guys don't have
Is
it.
that something because of the lake,
Well, it's supposedly from the lake. But I don't know what's changed. I know there used to be a little bit of it in the past. It was light, whatever, come and go. But this past year was beyond.
Yeah, I
anything I've ever
noticed
seen.
a few times in my,
In the lights, you could just see like a blanket.
I've seen an increase of mosquitoes in my backyard.
well,
In the air.
maybe we can make a call to the guy that treats the lake and see if there's anything that, and somebody should add to the,
Ruben.
process.
It would have to be something that would have to add to the contract.
Right.
They have the ability to
And
do
so-
so,
The-
to treat for those things like, the disease
Oh.
control
I
and
don't know if he did.
mosquitoes.
Oh.
But it is.
What would
it
be
is
the
something that has to
process?
be added to the-
Yeah.
we would check with him, see if there is something, or we have to do it, or.
The
What that
first thing is, you would
Make a
have to
motion.
make a motion to
Yeah.
vote on going about the process of,
Inquire.
inquiring to see the cost of it and everything, and then after that, once we have that information, then we can go ahead and.
You wanna make the motion?
I would like to make a motion to explore how
Possibilities.
the possibility they could treat it or And those costs would be associated with it.
I second the motion.
Okay.
And you're, just to be clear, you're only referring to midge control, or are you also referring to mosquitoes?
Most.
Well, if it can do both, then why
I
not?
think if you did one, you'd probably be.
Probably get
care
the
of
both, yeah, and we can find that out too from them, maybe
Yeah.
one will take care of both.
I second that one too.
Yeah, it might be, at a certain time, the mosquito larvae.
Does the
Develop
city
the-
have any type of mosquito control?
As far as I know, for,
Yeah, I
for
think back in
maintenance,
the days, they used to drive around,
Oh,
remember?
yeah, yeah.
With
Long
the,
time
with,
ago,
with
yeah.
the, with a smoker.
Fogger,
A spotter.
I think you gotta call the county when it gets bad, have a couple neighbors come, and then they'll come out.
I could look into it. For sure. I could double check on that.
What was the mosquito call that made people deathly ill? a couple of
yeah,
Years ago?
yeah,
Number
yeah.
of Years ago?
yeah.
That got it going.
The Nile mosquito.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Another one, I can't remember.
They, oh, for future, considerations, we really need to start thinking about, I'd like to start thinking about it as some kind of, aeration for the lakes.
Yeah, we've talked
I
about.
think the Lake Martha aeration I would think would be better than just the jets underneath the water. Cause I think that water going up in the air and, you know, hitting the air and so forth would be better than just circulating the water.
Well,
And I think it's gonna be cheaper. because
it's,
you gotta-
but I remember when well, we'll go ahead, cause I
Well-
think you were gonna
Yeah, so,
follow up.
so after our previous meeting, you had asked for quotes on, the aeration. Also a fountain
Right,
Yeah,
and, fish stocking.
right.
I got an aeration quote for both lakes. We're looking at for Lake Patricia, we're looking at $24,266.
say that again, please.
$24,266.
What does that include?
That
That's the
is,
aerator, right?
yeah, it's a vertex aeration. It includes installation and the large lake system, 33 HE. So that would be,
Is that underground, underneath?
Yes, yeah.
Because
Okay, that's the circulation then, that's not the aerator.
That's not,
that's the
That's the-
pumps underneath,
yes,
that's everything.
right?
That's
No,
the,
but I'm,
Does it-
there's
does it do
two
the-
systems that
Right.
the guy from the lake treatment. One was water circulated, it was pumps that would circulate the water, and the other one is like a fountain shoots the water up,
no, it's not a fountain. It's the
Right.
it's the first one you said.
just to circulate the water.
Yeah, well, he had said both times when we were on the phone with him, that he really didn't feel that the aeration one really did much on top. But he did feel that the one underneath was more effective.
Yeah.
You know, and how that biodynamics and so forth work was kind of why we went to trying to get this, you know, an idea of what that would cost.
So I just gave you the quote for Lake
Right.
Patricia. I'm gonna give you the quote for Lake Hilda now.
Mhm.
Lake Hilda is 28,378.
Again, please,
28,378.
now the big question. Have you done numbers to see what it would cost per year per household?
I have not. I have not, I could definitely do that and get this information. We are gonna have a,
Hilda has what, 105?
yeah,
So 105 to 28.
we are gonna have a sooner meeting in May, because we're gonna start getting towards, budget season, so. We're gonna have 2 upcoming meetings in May, so, I can have those ready for you by then.
I'm just gonna.
Excuse me, Angel, are you, the 105, is that lakefront residents?
Yeah,
Or total?
yeah,
Okay,
that's, people that participate in the,
50%.
yeah. 72
72 and a half. They call it.
There's 105 lakefront residents.
And, just to, finish up on the quotes.
About 270, 271 per household. For ours.
To finish up on the quotes, I asked him for a quote on fountains as well. And he told me that it would not be a good idea since it's a public. It's a
Open
lake that
access.
you could go into the water. It would not be a good idea having the electricity of the fountain. So he said it would be a no-go on those two lakes.
I don't know, I see Lake Martha. And what I'm thinking about is like, if you're out in a rural community, you have sulfur water, that's how they get the sulfur out of it, by aerating it. So basically, we're just getting bacteria out, which I think would be about the same, but it's so pleasing and looking, and I think would add to the value of the homes. And just have maybe a little trickle of water moving that you can't really see. I think it'd be a better investment.
Meaning aesthetically, because you would see. it
Aesthetically, and I think it will work
Well,
just as good.
I mean, I think we need to really look at the effectiveness, really what's the true effectiveness by studies, right?
Right.
Factual stuff, if
Because
somebody.
there could even be
provides-
solar power. You know, and
Yeah,
even with a pool, you have electricity right there, but it's got a, what do you call it, a breaker that goes off, ground fault.
But the pool is converted to low voltage.
But it's 24 volt or 28 volt, whatever. But, these, pumps and stuff could be the same, or if it was 110 or whatever, it's, we can get the power from the parks. There's always power at all the parks, so you could run your power from there. The other system, you still gotta have power.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah, the aerators have to have power.
Yeah, both of them, yeah.
I mean, to me, I think the first thing is really knowing what's the most
Yeah,
effective.
yeah,
before we
exactly.
put- even if the other one was half that. still,
I would chime in, Patrice, that those would be my concerns. In my time looking at these issues, I have not found them to be compelling.
Either or, either.
I'm gonna read exactly what he said. We do not recommend fountains due to these are recreational lakes and electrical issues could be an issue with swimmers. And I would assume that would also be an issue for the fish as well.
But how do you power the aerators?
It's underground, so it wouldn't,
There's a cable feeding it someplace though.
Yeah, the power's gotta come from,
he's the expert.
yeah.
Right. But
Because he said that to us.
thinking about it,
Yeah, yeah.
it's getting juice
That's
somehow.
true, yeah.
He, when he was here, he told us that the, circulation was the better one. But, how much more efficient, I don't know.
Right, right.
But,
You know,
like I say, and the reason is we got a plan for in the future, and like with Hilda's 271 per household. We budget for 3 years to do this, let's say if it was, we all agreed or whatever. How long can we spread it out, or can do you finance, how do you do it, How do you go about, getting the funds? Because I don't think, hitting a homeowner for 271 at one time, you would get a lot of, feedback right away saying no.
and
But if it was done over a couple of years,
Well,
we still don't know ongoing maintenance and operational costs.
Right.
And who's gonna cover the electricity cost?
Correct, correct. Those are the operational costs that.
well, the other thing is the new procedure in any capital, I don't know if you call it capital, number. You told us the improvement, anything over like $5, now you gotta get 100% of everybody's decision to approve it, right? Whatever that, I don't know if they finalized the process.
They have not yet finalized the process of how, the voting will take place.
Yeah. you have to
And the
vote.
other thing to find out is, would the town, put it forward, get it going, and then we pay the town from our, collection? Would they finance it basically? Let's say we're collecting 130, we bump it up to 150, And that extra money goes to pay off the debt of the system. Could that be something that could be done with the town?
Would we have to do something that, you guys would,
Petition for it?
would petition for? I'd have to look into it, if that's even,
Yeah, like I said, these are all these questions that we need to really.
yeah.
Any idea how far along the town is in the process that you mentioned they're working on?
Right now, the focus, as far as know is, the focus is getting that seat filled. There's an open seat.
Right.
And they need to fill it, and then once,
Wow.
right, so once that's filled,
Okay.
they'll be able to, better vote on things like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Is there anything else that we should be looking at for the future? Should we,
Well, we had written last time about distributing the one mail out flyer. With all the meeting dates, and this would lessen the budget, if changes required, could have enough in the budget to send out additional notifications. You remember that distribution, one mail out flyer? With all the meetings, I think you suggested that, like just doing the one instead of one every time, since we had the set dates.
Yeah, that would be, my suggestion is we could do it, once a year, right around the same time as budget season anyways. And send out one mail out a year once we have the set
Six
schedule,
dates, yeah.
the fixed dates.
Yeah.
For all our meetings up until the next year.
Well, I saw our meeting posted on the Miami Laker, so.
It's posted everywhere. It's
Yeah.
posted on the Laker, it's
Yeah.
posted on social
Right.
media, on our website as well. And yeah, we have it, posted in all the news that we can.
So the other thing we had put there was, we weren't gonna set that schedule until after July 11th for the next fiscal year, right?
Right.
And we were requesting for the meeting to be at 6 p.m.
Correct.
The other thing the articles that Sam had submitted to the town clerk, no response was received. We're gonna follow up and find out if.
I followed up and still no response.
that was on the property rights?
I'm not sure if that issue that's being referred to here was the riparian rights.
Yeah. Remember you submitted some articles? Yeah.
My memory, it's not clear on the phone. I'm sure I have it someplace in the file.
Yeah.
Because
Probably
that
in that
has a
book.
lot to do with trespassing.
They had to do with, certain animals.
Yeah, it was about the berry.
Oh, that's what it was, exactly, the Muscovy duck.
Let's go with that.
From the Florida Department of whatever.
Right.
That oversees that.
Yeah.
Exactly, it had to do with eradicating them, and, I can understand most politicians don't want to respond to those kind of issues, but if we put it in front of their face, I think we deserve some kind of response. And that's not coming from just us, that's the state of Florida.
I've only seen 2 ducks on our side.
I've seen multiple ducks and multiple geese.
Geese? I haven't seen geese. Oh, you mean the Egyptian geese?
Oh,
And the loud ones.
I haven't
That's
seen
right.
many of those lately. It's funny you say that, but I have definitely seen them in Scobies.
The other question that you had was,
Let's see. That's what I had, the 3 things I had.
oh, I remember well, I guess we're gonna talk about it. It's on the, agenda. We'll get to it later.
The
The barriers.
The what?
The
Barriers.
barriers.
Yeah. Did you want to talk about that now?
So,
Well,
no, that's the next,
Okay.
after fish time.
We kind of jumped, well, I guess those are future considerations, okay.
On the future considerations, do we wanna, because we're gonna be coming up on the budget, do we wanna try to bump our our fees up $5-10 to have a backup kitty for
Start
whatever
building it,
need,
to start building it.
yeah, building on,
Do we know what the backup is now?
we have any idea?
I would prefer to know that at the same time.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's gonna come up on the budget, so something to start thinking about. That, do we wanna go there or?
Like in May, well, already you said the budget starts in May,
Yeah.
but
My suggestion would be to, table this to add to the agenda for the main meeting. When we start discussing the budget, that could be part of a new business for,
Okay, and at that time, we'll know what the budget is and how much
Right.
surplus we have.
correct.
Okay. Okay.
I'll be sure to, if it's not added by Ruben, I'll go ahead and add it to the, agenda for the next week.
Any other future considerations? Okay, if not, then we'll go to fish stocking. Where are we at with that?
So fish stocking, they have been ordered. They are, growing them now and they should be, being ready to be, stocked, sometime this month. I'm gonna confirm, I haven't received a final date yet, official date, but, we are expected to have them sometime.
And they'll give you plenty of lead time where we can go and.
Then see it, yeah, I'll make sure that, it'll be sometime in the next 3 weeks, I'll ask them to give me the definitive dates, so I can
Yeah, because
let you know at least a week in advance is what I'm gonna ask for.
yeah, and it'd be nice if we could get something filmed, so we could put it on the town site saying, hey, this is what we're doing, this is where your money's going and so forth.
You're reading my
And-
the video. It's
Yeah.
cool. Very good idea.
And so we are stocking for not only this year, but the previous year that wasn't stocked, so
okay.
two years worth of stock.
Yeah. A Monday or Friday will be good for me.
Monday or Friday.
Listen, don't talk to us about
I'll be
that.
sure to ask specifically Monday or Friday.
Give me a good idea. I like
Any more discussion on that? Then we'll go to barriers.
Let me add one thing. Have we ever talked about how to follow up on the fish stocking to see how effective that is?
The
Has there
fish
ever been
stocking.
any discussion about that? I ask because in the past, we've done some fish stocking and all the fish get eaten and it's not good use of money when that's the result.
Peacocks are really
So,
So you wanna put GPS on the fish?
there you go. There you go. Tag them. I'm gonna tag them. No, I don't know. That's the issue. How do you
How do
monitor
you
that?
do that?
And
Yeah,
I think
How do
part
you
of
know?
that was the size of the fish.
Also,
Oh,
the
right.
fact that
Mhm.
peacock bass populate our lake, who will eat everything. So.
And
Some
the amount that-
considerations in the future, I
Yeah.
Yeah,
mean,
and
doing
the
this
amount that
stocking
get taken out by fishermen
seems
too.
nice. But finding out in the future.
Yeah, their
that was a
survival
wise
rate,
expenditure.
their survival rate.
alright, so
Like
I
how
pose
many
a question,
doublings
I pose a
I-
question. Why are we stocking the lake if you don't allow fishing on the lake?
I
It's,
don't know, but it's not
yeah, I think
allowed.
it's part of the ecosystem to keep the weeds down.
That's,
Like we put in, the carp one time. And, I mean, they get out, they're sterile, I think they last 3-4 years or something, and then they die. And they eat like twice the body weight or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
You know,
Yes, they're like big Jewfish.
help me understand the issue about fishing on.
I don't know, I see illegal fishing on the thing and.
Well.
Well, one of them is by the school, the
Particular
elementary school, the
like that.
K-8 center. We got signs up. Well, people fish right next to the sign. It doesn't do anything. And it'd be different if they would catch a fish and release them. But sometimes they take them home. They take them to their lake or whatever. And they're taking out mature fish, you know.
I've been out there and I've kicked some people out.
Is it,
Speaking-
listen, I don't mind if they take peacocks out of our lake, I'm just saying, but.
Yeah.
If they're very aggressive. Towards other fish.
Well, should we be putting in some type of fish that helps control the peacock?
You gonna put sharks? Gonna put sharks in there?
I don't think there's anything to eat.
Well, maybe we do, I got it. A fundraiser to see how many peacock fish you can catch,
Yeah,
and then the money will get used to restock or do
That's
something
true.
else.
Well, if you do that, you're gonna encourage fishing on your lake.
I know. It's controlled.
Snakes in the Everglades.
yeah, right.
Okay,
Okay,
let's go to the barriers along the resident shoreline. We still having issues with that? Has that been removed?
No, they have not, and I did not, I chose not to carry through with telling the neighbors for a couple of reasons. One is, I wanted to get something from Solitude that stated something about the quality of the lake. That they're no longer necessary, that algae's under control, put it in their face. It's not just me telling you this, but the people we hire to maintain the lake and clean it up are telling you that you no longer need these things. I didn't have that, so I felt a little uncomfortable going to talk to them without that.
Didn't we inquire about code enforcement?
But
Yeah.
yes, John did through the attorney, and it is an illegal item on the lake.
code 13,
Okay.
A code,
1605.
the code enforcement people can go issue a citation now.
Then we need code enforcement to enforce the,
So I followed up on that after our last meeting. And essentially, as of 2020, like my screen gets like, ugh, sorry, give me one second. As of 2021, Florida law now requires us to obtain the full name and address of the person submitting the complaint in order to initiate an investigation.
Right.
So that's what code enforcement would need, so. As a board, you'd have to select someone
Yeah.
to be the person to go ahead and.
The
have
fall
the-
guy.
Yeah.
The fall guy, if you will. Additionally, they need to know if the areas are visible from a public right of way. And I don't believe they are from the locations that I saw. They cannot
From the beach there, I think.
John, I don't think that that's a correct citation for code enforcement to act based solely on a complaint. I don't believe this is accurate. If it's something that code enforcement in the course of driving through the community observes, then it's their job to enforce the code. For example, if houses are painted a color that is not permitted, I don't think you need a complaint to do that if code enforcement is driving around saying your house is pink and we don't allow pink houses, so change it. So I'm not sure that citation, while it is correct, and my wife has recently found this out, that to complain about a neighbor, his garbage is messing with the neighborhood, that kind of complaint does have to comply with what you just said, but I don't believe code enforcement needs to have a complaint in order to act on its responsibilities, and I believe its responsibilities are to support the code.
I will go back and follow up with the director, of building. I'm not sure. So I will-
so, and it cannot come from the committee, even though the committee kind of oversees or whatever, or gives direction maybe, or whatever.
Having said that, if it is in fact correct that they do need a complaint and it has to come from a name and address,
Understood.
do you want to prepare for that moment? Or do you want me to come back to you in May, once we've heard back?
Yeah. I think when we hear back from it would be appropriate, and then either I'll walk the plank and do the deed, or someone else will volunteer, but I think that that's appropriate. That's part of our responsibilities here. If we draw straws, or if I just step forward, then that's the way it should be.
You're our Jack Sparrow.
There you go. There you go. Remember me always.
So the committee cannot start it,
My understanding is it has to be
an individual.
one individual, yeah. But again, I'm we're gonna follow up and confirm all.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Sam. That's what code enforcement is there to do, their job. Why would someone have to go forward? That doesn't make sense to me.
We
I
need a
would-
I don't know.
certain person from the past. To go around the lake,
There are more than one.
the beautification committee.
Yeah. I was gonna just say, John, for your reference, for those of us who've lived in Miami Lakes for a long period of time, code enforcement has always had an ability to go around and cite people for violations of the code. And that was how they operated and how Miami Lakes maintained its,
The beautification.
its
Yeah,
beauty.
and,
Yeah, that's right.
and code enforcement, I know, has to look at aerials, and it
That's
shows
another
up in
point.
the aerial,
That-
so
That's
it's not
absolutely
like
correct.
they have to go in somebody's backyard.
Yeah. So
You know, they can go Google Map and see it.
I'll follow up tomorrow on that.
Okay.
And if I get an answer back that they can, move forward.
Here's a point also. Although the state has made this a requirement of a complaint, I don't know legally, because I'm not an attorney, what potential recourse the person that I'm complaining about might have to come back to me. You made a false complaint, I'm gonna sue you. Right, those kind of issues. The government doesn't always think smartly through some things, and that's the kind of thing that I would think of if you say something about a neighbor. You run a risk that you're gonna
Yeah.
piss off your neighbor and they're gonna hate your guts and do something to retribution.
Oh, and you don't want to have that
Tension,
uncomfortable,
yeah.
yeah,
See,
intention.
right now we get
Unnecessary.
all my neighbors, like, I'm happy with
Yeah.
all my neighbors.
That's the way it should be.
But to your point, today, what do you do when you're looking for property? Me? Total Google map, aerial. I want to see who's next to me. I want to see what it looks like. I want to see where my fence goes. I want to see when I'm looking at property, right? So anybody can be looking at Google map now and see these barriers. Oh, God,
Look at the taxes. They look at your house, oh, hey, you added a shed, let's tax it. That's what they're doing. They're using aerial photography. to,
You can kind of encompass
Yeah,
it as broadly as you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Have you talked to your neighbors before?
Um,
What the barriers?
no,
Well, wasn't that, he said
One of
that
them
once
showed
the
up.
lake cleared
Yeah.
up, he was gonna take it
yeah,
down.
I believe that
Yeah, he did.
was part of the commentary, but
yeah.
I don't think it was.
That's
written.
what I thought we had
No.
heard
no.
from him
Yeah.
a year
Yeah,
ago, I guess,
yeah.
or whatever.
Mhm.
Okay.
Man, it hasn't been.
So we'll wait to hear back on that. And, these, capital improvements, I think we hit that, but 21,
That was.
if there's anything else that,
Yeah, that-
Our capital improvements, I mean, we discussed it at length,
yeah,
we're waiting
right,
until,
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, unless there's something else that,
yeah, no, until we hear back from council.
okay.
Any movement on that
Mhm.
side,
Then our next item would be to schedule the dates and times for our next meeting, right?
yeah, so, we should have 2 meetings in May. To vote on the budget. So, we could set it up similarly to, this one. We could have it on the 8th, no, it wouldn't be the 8th, it would be the second Monday of, May, which would be the 13th. And then, we, on that date, once we have.
2 weeks later.
Yeah,
Can we?
That's Memorial Weekend.
Well, yeah, Memorial.
Memorial Weekend.
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh.
Memorial
So,
Day weekend is what, the 27th? Yeah.
Back up that 13th, we do it earlier.
why don't we do it the 6th and the 20th?
Yeah, that makes more sense.
makes it, so let's do it tentatively, I mean, you guys vote on it, but. Tentatively, May 6th and May 20th, and I'll confirm, once I've seen the other. various schedules that are out there with the other committees and all that.
And just do the
Yeah.
best you can on the time.
Yeah.
So let's start at 11 p.m.
Is everybody okay with?
Yeah.
six-
Oh, yeah,
6 and
yeah.
20?
Yeah,
Yes.
6 and
Okay, we'll
20.
go with 6 and 20.
You can do it at 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm off, I'm on.
You bring the coffee and donuts.
Yeah,
Okay.
So May 6 and 20, and you would prefer, six P M.
I mean,
Prefer, yes.
yeah.
Whatever.
That's what we said, yeah, 6 PM.
I will do my best to accommodate 6 P M for those 2 days.
But on those days, if you have another meeting, we won't be able to stream, correct? Like today,
So we were able to stream.
yeah,
We
but they were
didn't
done,
No, it wasn't gonna be an issue. So our meeting was already scheduled long ago,
all right,
which is the benefit of having it scheduled so far in advance. That meeting came up last minute and they were able to use a different platform.
also, this is, more important than the mayor's talk.
I wouldn't, I would say we're up there, yeah, we're up there. Moving on up,
But the 6th and the 20th will be our standard 7:30 time, right?
Well, I'm sorry,
The 6th, May 6th and 20th would be our regular time,
well, after these
Or-
2 meetings,
right, then
we're going to start a new,
rotate.
Cycle.
or something.
You'd like
Yeah,
cycle. I think, we have a meeting in June or July.
Yeah, I think
That's our last setup meeting. So after that July meeting, we'll start a new cycle. And as we discussed, we're gonna do the switch. So you guys will start at 6, the following week.
Are there any special requirements at those meetings for attendance? Just a quorum is
For
sufficient?
these 2,
Oh,
Yes, just a
Quorum.
quorum is sufficient.
okay,
Well, they're gonna be the
Budget.
budget meeting,
It's
right?
budget,
The
yeah.
beginning of.
budget meeting, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would recommend if I agree with you. That's why we're discussing to try to get a good idea. For everyone to be on the same page to make it.
I know the town had, the signage on 154 on the other side of Palmetto. Is there any way we could get something like that on this side saying, hey, this meeting's coming up or whatever on 6-7 where people see it? I mean, yeah, Miami Laker's nice and all that, but, it really, when you see it visually and you're going down the road, I mean, I don't know how big of a deal that is. If we could, put it like in front of Main Street or something for 2 or 3 days or something.
For meetings,
Yeah, or whatever, or even on the park up there, on that sign on the park. Saying, hey, leg meeting that,
You mean for public?
for everybody to see it, so we can get some participation from neighbors and stuff. Get some input. It might be bad, might be good.
I can certainly pitch the idea. I mean, we do have community centers. Throughout, we have the youth center, we have Mary Collins, and we have Robert Alonso Community Center as well as Town Hall, so.
Do they have signage?
Maybe if we did put signage on all of them.
No, I'm talking
You're
about,
getting
like,
eyes.
sign,
Right, what
The
I'm
only-
saying is if
Yeah.
you did it, I think that would make more sense instead of just having it in front of Main Street, if you did it in all the. communities.
I'm,
That way, in all
throwing it out there.
locations throughout the town,
right.
yeah, that would make.
Well,
I'll
basically,
pitch it.
it almost has to be this area because this is where the lakes that are involved.
Yeah,
Now, if you get other lakes on the other side involved, then yeah, we do it all over.
well, I think it would be more,
The target audience would be here on this side.
for here, but you would have to look at a broader,
Yeah.
you'd want to use it for all the committees, you'd want to. be.
Oh, yeah,
You'd
for all
wanna
the
be
committees,
using
yeah,
it
of course.
For all, special taxing districts and stuff, so. All meetings in general, so if we were to able to spread it out through all the community centers.
Right.
Sign, well, as you drive by.
Yeah.
That could work,
It doesn't have to be fancy, just
I'll pitch it. We'll see.
all they can say is no.
Hopefully they'll hit a home run.
Okay.
Marlins could use them if he.
Right? Yeah,
They're struggling.
Sure, they played today, I believe, their first home game.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, I believe they did, I don't know how they fared though.
Any more new business or?
Hurricane baseball is struggling too.
Sure
And
it
my,
is.
my next door neighbor, he's one of the coaches for UM baseball.
No
Really?
kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know where Alex lives?
Yes.
In between us,
Mhm.
it's the, Jonathan Anderson, he's a coach for UM.
Is that right?
Well, he's married to Alex's, sister,
Uh-huh.
wife,
Uh-huh.
so.
Yeah. they did
Yeah.
some help.
And he bought the house for $825.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
Anything else under new business? If not, somebody will call the meeting
Yeah, motion to
adjourn.
adjourn.
I second the motion.
Third,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Time is 8:19.
that wasn't too bad.
Probably the fastest, shortest.
Well, we don't have Ruben here. I like him.
Okay. Next neighbors.